Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome to a brand new video here on the channel. So hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. It has been quite a while since I've done a base building video. So we're going to go over my current layout, and then I'm going to be doing a video on bases, the best base for 2020. Alright, I did one in 2018 and it did really well. Alright, so if you enjoy it, share it. You know, if your teammates are trying to work on their bases, feel free to share it as well. Also, if you're looking for a team, War Enforcers, really looking for people who are super duper active in Atlas. If you are a lower level, like let's say like 300 or so, and are like, I don't know if I can make it, we're in Sapphire 2, really you got to make Final Team Achievement and Quest Chest. We get both of those pretty much every event. And really prioritize Atlas. 20 castles, so yeah, bonuses are pretty good as well. So anyways, let's go ahead and get to talking about my current setup. Now this setup is really applicable for people like over 440. Roughly that is when I personally changed to this particular layout with the 5 kill island and then the back 5 towers here. Now, you will notice if you look up my base, by the way, Odin is my in-game name if you want to email me just to, you know, see what my base does over course of time. I do have this back setup right here. This is more or less, like, there's a particular reason I'm not going to go over that because that's just my own thing for Atlas stuff. But this is here. I would not include doing this sort of thing unless you're, like, over 510 or so. That's really the point where you are going to start to have a completely maxed out 2 islands at level 94, and then you may need to start building a 3rd island of 5 towers. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to be going over the first 10 towers and explaining the reasoning behind the placement and the towers I chose. So, let's begin. So we're going to start with the flags. The 3 flags that I personally find most useful is the fire flag, the earth flag, and the dark flag. Now, as far as the dark flag goes, this should be on any base really past level like 60 or so, I believe is when you start getting the dark flag. The main reason behind that, obviously, is the massive amount of damage that they output. It is the highest damage dealing, debatably, and I'll explain what I mean by that in just a second, tower in the game. It is awesome. It also stuns towers. It is a very, very good flak. If you have you should have at least 1 flak at any level as soon as you can get it, and that should be the dark flak. Obviously, I put the dark flak up front as far as placement goes because it has a very short range. So if you put it in the back, and I see people doing this all the time, I don't really understand the point of it. I know for like Ronin and for Gnarlith, sometimes, you know, if you have it in the back, attacker might be stupid and forget it's there. But, like, most of the time, it's going to do absolutely nothing. Alright, guys? Put it in the freaking front. I don't know what people are doing putting it in the back. Now, up front, we also have the earth flag. Now, the earth flag, in my opinion, alright, this can be a storm tower or an earth flag. In my opinion, I believe the earth flag is better. It also adds the HP to all the surrounding towers, which is amazing, as well as the shield. But I would obviously put the earth flag up front. The purpose behind doing that is so that the shield of the earth flag will go up before a Namaka's shot can actually touch the towers, dealing extra damage. Also, sometimes they get lucky and a Gnarlith flyer sucks and they can't use the, what's it called, the one-shot spell on these 2 towers before the shield goes up. Now, obviously, that's kind of rare because most people are good enough to do that, but some people aren't. So it's kind of nice. If you put it in the back, it technically can be frozen by Gnarlith's shot, not Gnarlith, by Namaka's Invoker shot before it gets the shot off, which can really, really do damage to your base. So that is the reason why I have it up front. Now, I have the fire flag in the back simply because that was kind of the last, like, point or the last place for it. So yeah, obviously the fire flag is really, really nice for the decrease in damage that dragons can do, as well as just the rapidness of fire. Now, some people ask me why I have the red mage right here. Now, the purpose behind doing it is so that the red mage can cover these back towers as well as the front, because I didn't necessarily want to waste one of the 5 spots on this island for the red mage. So instead of having it, let's say here, and it only covering these 5, I move it here. It doesn't necessarily cover the dark flag, but most of the time it doesn't really matter anyways. Because by the time that they try and use, let's say, Namaka's red spell on the Dark Flak, the shield's already up. So most people are just waste it anyways. But it allows for Namaka's red spell not to be used on these back towers. So that's the reason behind the placement of the red mage. So I get a little bit of protection in the back. And then the blue mage and Dark Flak are kind of just here because that was the only placement. Now the reason why I don't put the Dark Flak, the Fire Flak, let's say here, is because of Gnarlith. If a Gnarlith flyer is good enough, they could technically take out both of these in one shot, basically crippling my base's attack power. So yes, that is the front setup. Here are my runes, pretty self-explanatory. Ideally, you want more HP, but it is what it is. It's just based on what mythic runes that I had. Alright, next up. Now, this is the island that actually kills stuff, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, a lot of dragons die up here, but a lot of times, this is what actually kills them, and this is the lightnings. Now, I used to trash lightnings, okay? But here's the deal. Once you get to like 450 or so, and you can start getting towers up to like level 84 to 90, oh boy. All right, lightnings are in freaking insane. For sure, if this should be on the back island of pretty much every base. I know a lot of people, like for example JL and other of those bigger bases have the lightnings here. That definitely works. It kills me quite a few times. But if you have a base like mine to where you only have, let's say, these 5 towers, and then you have your back cap, I would definitely start working on lightnings if you're past level 400. Alright, assuming that your kill island is maxed, start working on lightnings. Get them up. 3 lightnings is a good number. You don't necessarily want 4, because in my opinion, you start taking away from other towers that you could potentially have, like, for example, in this case, a Ice Flak or a Storm Tower. But the thing about lightnings is that they exponentially get better, okay? Meaning that the damage boost that it does exponentially gets better because of the fact that as you level up your towers, they get more and more HP and more attack per level as you get them up. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So the upgrade between, let's say, level 1 and level 2 is much lower than the upgrade between level 10 and level 11, right? And it just continues in that pattern. So that is why lightnings are crazy. Now, if you have runes, and this is very important, make sure you get as many of the lightning strikers, alright? A legendary lightning striker is much better than a mythic lightning attack. Because a lightning striker, this was an old rune, but it gets 25% bonus super shot damage. That is crazy good. The super shots on lightnings are ridiculous, man. They are freaking ridiculous. So yeah, I would definitely go for some lightnings if you have not already. Now, that's the reason why I have those 3 lightnings. Now, as far as the Ice Flak goes, I kind of toss them up in the air between the the Ice Flak and the Ice Turret. I kind of switch them every once in a while because sometimes, and quite a bit of the time, I really don't need the Ice Flak. The only reason, or the only time that I need the Ice Flak is when they decide to be dumb and put a invincibility shield, let's say on their second dragon, because most people die, to avoid damage from the lightnings. That's really the only time that I see this Ice Flak actually being used or being useful. Besides that, meh. In my opinion, the extra HP on the Ice Turret is awesome because it keeps these things alive, along with the Storm Tower. And the Storm Tower is also here to shield the Red Mage, because a lot of times, for example with Namaka, people will target the Earth Flak first. And whenever the Earth Flak is down, you know, by the time the Earth Flak is down, it's like, they're like right here, and they're in range of the Storm Tower, so the Storm Tower goes up, shields everything, keeps everything nice and alive, which is ideal. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much my base layout, you know? It does really well when defended. Obviously, undefended, you know, it kind of does okay. Like most bases, if you go against a undefended base, you know, most of the time you'll do pretty well. But if it's defended and defended well, right, using super shots efficiently and effectively, most people die. Like, you know, most people die. There's some really good flyers out there, like Dreaded Angel from Dreadnought, and Jeff. I don't know, Jeff actually hasn't attacked me in a little while. But there's some good flies out there that can get through it for sure. But yeah, that is the base layout. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And yes, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.